In our last get together, we together discussed the hymn on page 16. Today, we will discuss the hymn on page 18, Shri Rag Mehla Pehla. In this hymn, the metaphor that is used is related to the husband and wife relationships, meaning thereby that creative energy, that creator is the husband of us all, and we, Jeev Atma, Jeevistri, is the bride. Now, in the physical world, we know that if the wife does not have the quality which would make the husband happy, she ends up going back to her parents. And the reality of the situation is that the parents cannot keep the daughter for the rest of the life in their own home. So, as a result, what happens is that there is always a mediator who would try to make peace between the husband and the wife will end up going back to him. And after a little while, the same scenario will repeat, and then she'll end up again with the parents. And this way, the whole life, sometimes with the parents and sometimes with the in-laws, she's never able to make one place a home. Same thing is looked at as a human with the relationship to the God. If the human on this planet going through the life develops the qualities and characteristics which will please the ultimate creator, then this particular entity will be accepted and would not be sent back to the earth. But if those qualities are not there, then the creative energy sends the entity back to the planet in another lifetime and say, go work on yourself. So, Gurbani uses two terms. One is Sohagani, the other is Dohagni. Sohagani means the one who has developed enough characteristics that the husband is not now willing to separate himself from the wife. Dohagni is the second one who cannot make the husband happy. So the hymn starts with the reference to Dohagni. Dhrig Jeevan Dohagni, Muthi Dooje Bhaey. Dohagni, the one who cannot do anything to please the husband. Hence, Dhrig Jeevan, meaning life wasted. A life is completely wasted. Well, why do we call it a waste? Well, if the characteristics were there, then you would not have to be reborn. And now you have to be reborn and start all over again. Dhrig Jeevan Dohagni. Dohagni has wasted a life. Why? Say, Muthi, Dooje, Bhaey. Muthi literally means got cheated. Cheated by whom? Dooje, Bhaey. The interest of the other. What is the other? The Maya, the illusionary world, the sensory world. By getting attached to the world of senses, she got cheated and ended up wasting life. Kallar keri kand jyo ahnis dhai paaye. As if you build a wall of sand and it keeps on slowly dissolving itself, breaking itself, cracking itself. Kallar keri kand jyo. A wall made of sand, ahnis, day and night. Kir dhai paaye. Slowly, it is breaking apart, falling apart. Bin shabd sukh na thiye, tir bin dukh na jaye. Without following on the words of the creative energy, the shabad, the word that the Guru gave for the purpose of meditating, since that wasn't done, tir bin, husband is not accepting. And because husband is not accepting, dukh na jaye, the unhappiness in life remains forever and ever. So, Rahav ਦੀ ਲਾਈਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਫਿਰ ਬਿਨ ਕਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਧਰ ਘਰ ਢੋਈ ਨਾ ਲਹੈ ਡਰ ਗਏ ਝੂਠ ਖੁਆਰ ਰਹਾਓ ਫਿਰ ਬਿਨ ਕਿਆ ਸਿੰਗਾਰ Munde literally means naive one. When the husband is mad, husband is angry, then all of the decorations by the wife will get wasted because there is no one to appreciate it. There is no one to be pleased with it. Munde, tere bin kya seega? What is the use of? Now, these are all metaphors and we have to see what is the mystical or what is the spiritual implication of this. We living in the world of sensory perceptions, we think that we have made great strides, great achievements, and we are very proud of them. Someone has attained a title, someone has collected wealth, someone has collected name, fame for himself or herself. But if all of that is not acceptable to the husband of us all, then it is completely wasted. Munde tere bin kya seega? O naive one. Without the husband getting pleased, all of your makeup, all of your decoration, they are all a waste. Because the end result of all of that is dar ghar dhoi na lahe dar gaye jhoot khuar. You are not accepted in the house of the Lord, and you would be sent back. Jhoot khuar. Khwari literally means to get lost in the crowd and not to be able to find the right place. Dargah literally means the other dimension. Dargar dhoi na lahe, dargah jhoot khuar rahao. So we may be able to impress this world with our achievements. And we normally say that this guy has worked very hard and he deserves every reward that he is getting. But that is of this physical life. The question that Gurbani asks is, are you also doing anything that would make you acceptable in the house of the Lord? If you are only trying to do something whereas this world is very pleased with you, then remember, this is not a permanent place for you. It's a very temporary stay. Eventually, everyone has to pass on to the next dimension. And the most important thing is that that dimension should allow you to stay there and not send it back. Because aap sujan na bhullai sacha vad kirasan. So you can definitely impress the people here, but you are not going to be able to fool him about your own achievements. The real achievements that he is looking for is the qualities in you that are like his qualities. If you're going to stay with him, you are going to have to become like him. You have to develop those characteristics. He knows it. Aap sujan na bhullai. He's not going to forget whatever you did here. Like a very wise farmer, sacha vad kirasan. Like a very wise farmer who knows the seed. He is not concerned with the fruit. He worries about the seed. If the seed is correct, the fruit will automatically be correct. Aap sujan na bhullai. Sacha vad kirasan. Pehla saddi sadke sach naam dedan. That's what he's looking for. Pehla tarti sadke. First, every wise farmer takes care of the land, prepares the land, it plows the field, it takes out all of the roots out of the soil, then it mixes with the fertilizers. He keeps on doing this till the land gets ready for implanting the seed. Similarly, a human body is like a field. It needs to be prepared. It needs to be cleansed. It needs to be completely washed off the maladies of Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh and Ahankar. All the desires, all the greed, all the ego, all the anger, all the attachments, they all need to be taken out like the weeds in a field. Once those weeds are out, then it gets ready for what? Sach naam de dan. Dan means dana, means the seed, the beach. In that land which is now ready, then you have to implant his name as a seed. If you are able to do that, then you wouldn't be sent back. Because with that process, Naunad upje naam ek karma pave nisan. Pave nisan. Which literally means when we travel from one country to the other country, we need a visa or a rahadari. Nisan literally means a visa. He says if you do that, then you, with his grace, get a visa to the other dimension and you can cross over without the fear of having been rejected or sent back. Naunid naam, naunid upade naam ek. Because the seed is of such a naam, then the fruit will be Naunid upajay naam ek. Then that naam ends up being the fruit for you, and looking at that fruit, knowing there was a seed, you get the permission, you get the visa, you get the rahadari to move to the other dimension. Gur ko jaan na jaane, kya tis chaj achar. Gur ko jaan. Jaan literally means jaan bujh ke, knowingly. Having gotten the information, being fully aware of it, still ignored it. Gur ko jaan na jaanai, kya tis chaj achar. What kind of characteristic is this? What kind of a behavior is this that you know that this is not the right thing to do? Each and every one of us know when we are doing something, when we are saying something, our inner voice tells us whether it is the right thing to do or not. But we ignore that voice. And when we ignore that voice, we think we are outsmarting. And Gurbani says, you may be outsmarting the world, but you are not outsmarting him. Aap sujan na bhullai. Aap sujan. He knows everything. He's not going to forget it. So knowingly, gur ko jaan na jaanai, kya tis chaj achar. What kind of behavior is this that knowingly you are ignoring the right thing to do, which is, what is the wrong thing you are doing? Andhule naam visharya manmukh and gobar. As if you are completely blind to the consequences of your actions, you have decided to forget him completely. Why is that? Well, you are not following the mind of the Guru, the word of the Guru, word of your master. You are using the information stored in your own head, and you think that that is better than anything else. Such persons are called manmukh. Man means mind. Mukh literally means to face the direction where the mind is. The opposite of that is gurmukh. To face where the Guru is, where the Guru's word is. Andhale naam visarya manmukh and gubhar. Complete ignorance, complete darkness, and gubhar. Whole of the life has become a journey in the darkness. Now we all know that even in our own house, if there is no light, we end up stubbing our toes, hurting our noses, striking a wall. We get hurt, even inside our own home. Imagine walking in a dark place which you do not know. And invariably that's what happens with us. We keep on going through the journey of life without paying attention to the advice of the Master, using our own intellect, and then we face the difficulties and we start complaining. We start blaming our destiny, our kismat. We start blaming the other. We start blaming the Creator Himself, not recognizing that when you are given the right advice, why didn't you follow it? Gur ko jaan na jaanai, kya tis chaj achar, andhale naam visarya, manmukh and gubar, aman jaan na chukai, mar janme hoye khuar. The end result of our lifestyle, our life pattern is simply this. We keep coming back to the life of positive and negative. According to Gurbani, there cannot be a greater punishment to an entity to have to be born in dimension of life and death. Keep on being born and keep on dying. Keep on being born, keep on dying. Gurbani says, in this dimension, there is no eternal bliss. If you are happy today, you will be sad tomorrow. You cannot get away from it. Nobody can. It may appear to us that somebody is living a very luxurious, very contented, very happy life, very complete life. Gurbani says you are not looking far enough. If the childhood and the youth is enjoying the sensory pleasures, what will happen when the senses are gone? They lose their capacity to taste, capacity to smell, capacity to touch. What will happen? Everybody is going to get old. Aging phenomena is not exclusive to certain things. It is universal. And the pangs and the pains of the elderly body will have to be suffered by everyone. Bal, Javani or Bird Pune, Teen Avastha Jan, childhood, youth and old age, followed by death. And if we have not taken care of the other dimension, then another childhood, another youth, another old age, another death. Aman Jan na chukai, that's what it means. Ana Jana, come and go. Na chukai, it doesn't finish. You are following the pattern, which is Mar Janme Hoye Kuar. Die and be born. Die and be born. Why don't you see the truth of this? Chandal Mol Anaya Kungu Mang Sandhur. Instead, what are you doing? You are buying expensive things. Chandan, Mol Anaya. Anaya literally means mangaya. Because chandan is a wood that has a very natural fragrance to it. Chandan, that's the only wood. Other fragrances come from the flowers. But this particular tree, its wood gives the fragrance. And it's very expensive. Kungu literally means kesar. That powder which the women use to put in their hair as a sign of being married. Chandan mol anaya, kungu mang sandhur, chawa chandan bhaugana panna nal kapur. Chawa literally means the perfume, attar. When you squeeze certain flowers, you get certain liquid out of it, which is in Punjabi called attar. Or in English language, they're all called perfume. Chua, chandan, baughana. All the preparation to decorate the body, make it soft, make it fragrant any which way possible. But what is the good of that? Je dhan kant na bhavai, ta sab adambar kood. Dhan literally means wife, istri, female. Kant means the husband, man. Je dhan kant na bhavai. If the husband is not pleased with whatever the female is doing, then wouldn't all of that makeup and the money spent be wasted? Which is what you are doing. Your work on this planet is completely consisting of collecting the things that the creative energy couldn't care less. But what he cares about, we are not doing that. So in the final analysis, last line says, Sab ras bhogan baad hai, sab se gar bekar, jab lag shabad na pe diye, kyon sohe gurdwar. Sab ras, all kinds of sensual. Sensual means senses. All five senses. All of the entertainment of the five senses, bhogan baad hai. Baad literally means waste, व्यर्थ. They're all waste. Sab segar bekar. All of the decoration is useless. What's required? Jab lag shabad na bhediye. Until unless you are ready to meditate on the word given by Guru, unless you are ready to go on the bhakti marg, you are not going to cross to the other dimension. Kyo sohe gurdwar. You are not going to be able to go on the other dimension. But there are few who listen to this. So the first line said, Dhrig Dohagni. Now the opposite of that, Nanak Dhan Sohagni. So who is the Sohagni then? Jin Sehenal Pyar. The one who has pleased her husband. She is now completely accepted. It has been observed in our Punjabi culture that whenever the wife needs to go to the parents' house, most of the time the husband follows. They go together. But if the husband and wife are not on good terms, then it will be observed that the girl will go to the parents alone. It is considered as a relief to each other, a little bit of more distance. So when a soul like Kabir comes to earth, her husband is right with him. Kabir came, Ram came with him. Nanak came, Vaheguru came with him. But people like us, when we come, he sends us alone. And now we have a challenge. We need to develop those characteristics now. We need to work on ourselves and develop those behavior, those characteristics which will be acceptable to him, which will make us eligible to cross on the other side without having the fear of coming back. Because the end result of every life journey is going to be death. Nobody can stay here permanently. Just as a daughter cannot stay in parents' house for the entire life, she has to go to the in-laws. Gurbani says, Tevakade din char hai sahorale jana. Literally translated means I have very few days for my parents' house. My life belongs to my in-laws' house. Tevakade din char hai sahorale jana. Andha log na jane murake ayana. People don't understand this. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to face this reality. We do this all the time here. Subject of death is a taboo. Don't talk about it. Don't remind us. We don't want to know about it. And Gurbani says, the very next hymn reminds us. It says, now this is page 19. Sunji deh daravani ja jiyo vichyo jaye. Once that energy which is making this body function, once the current which is making the bulb light up, if you shut off the current, bulb is useless. If you take the energy out, the body is there, but what happens to that body? Dharavani. It becomes scary. People don't want to sit next to that body any longer. People don't want to look at that body any longer. Isn't that amazing? Someone who has spent the entire life with you, laughing and joking and enjoying and doing things for each other. So much love, so much care. Yet, that particular energy is shut off. Now I don't want to be. As a matter of fact, I have known people personally who would not go to the room in which that person passed away. That room becomes scary. I don't want to go there. Why? Well, he was there, but he's not there anymore. The body has been taken out. No. I don't want to go there. You go there. What's wrong? Oh, maybe he's still there as a demon. Well, I thought you loved him. Wouldn't that be nice if he still stays with you? I mean, he's so much in love with you that even after death he wants to stay with you. Shouldn't you welcome it? No. He was useful only as long as that energy was there. Sunji dehe daramani. Sunji literally means empty. Dehe means body. Dravani means scary. Jan jio vicho jaye. When the jio means that energy is gone. Pahe balandi vijvi. Dhu nanik sevkaye. Bhaey literally means fire. The fire that was burning inside, balandi, the one that was burning inside, vijvi means bujhve. The fire was put off. And now, dhu nanik sevkaye. No more breath coming or go. Dhu means swas, the breath. If the breath is not coming and going inside the body, that body is very, very scary for everyone, particularly the close ones. The people who will come from outside, they will actually come and pay their last respect. They would want to see an open casket. Whereas people from the house will say, keep it covered. No more open casket. Runne dukh bhare din se dooje bhai. Panche runne dukh bhare. Panche. Who are the five? Those are the senses, the five senses, who are having fun, who are enjoying their existence on the planet because of that energy. Once that energy is gone, panche runne dukh bhare binsay dooje bhai, and now they are completely destroyed. There's no more energy and they have no memory left of having done anything worthwhile, anything that the entity can take with him to the other dimension. Mude Ram japo gunsar haume mamata mohani sab muthi ahankar rahao. Mude, O naive one, now watch these words, very significant. Gurbani is not calling people idiots. It is not calling names. It's basically saying you are uninformed. Mood hai. Whatever is being told is not getting through to you. So wake up. You do have the capability. You do have the capacity. So do what? Ram japaho gunsar. Of all the qualities that you could have developed, the simplest one was to chant his name. And you didn't do it. Now is the time. Remember the end result. The end result is for everyone, including the saint and the sinner, is the same. Sunji dehe daravani ja jiyo vicho jaye. Ram gayo Raman gayo japo bahu parivar. Rama, who was on the side of the truth, Ravana, who was on the side of injustice, end for both was the same. They left this world. They had to leave this world. Now, if you understand that simple fact, you can do something about it now, which is, Mure Ram Japo Gunsar. Gunsar. Sar literally means the nachor. Sar literally means the essence of all the gunas, of all the good qualities. The best one is Nam Japo. the jap, the chanting. Ram japo gunsar, how me mamata mohani, sab muthi ahankar rahao. The ego enjoys the attachment very much. This is mine. Observe a little child, couple of years old. He goes outside and he picks up some stones from the ground and is busy playing with them. Mother comes and says, share these stones with your sister. And say, no, it's mine. Look at this. He has done nothing. He hasn't bought them. He hasn't paid for them. Nobody has given him as a gift. He just picked it from the outside. Yet he has put his own claim on it. This is mine. It is so mine that I am not even going to share it with my own sibling. Where does it come from? Who gave this sense of belonging to this kid? Hame rog manak ko dina. Every human is born with this particular melody. Hame, the ego, the hangata. No other animal in this planet, no other bird is born with this. You will never find one cow telling the other cow, I give more milk. You will never find a lion telling the other lion, I am a better hunter than you. But you can always find a man who will tell you, I am smarter than you. I am wiser than you. I know more. I am stronger than you. I am more good looking than you. Where does this come from? Humans are born with this. That's why Gurbani said, Jojo disa so so rogi. Rog, the disease. Anyone walking on this planet in the human body form is actually diseased. And that disease is ego. And how do you take care of ego? How do you solve this problem? Gurbani says, without meditation, without bhakti, you are not going to be able to do it. You do anything else, it will strengthen the ego. It will not dilute it. It will not weaken it. Hame mamata mohani sab muthi ahankar. All the actions are strengthening the ahankar, the ego. How? So those who are not paying attention to this particular message, Jinni naam visarya duji kare lag, dubda lage pachmuve antar trishna ag. So here is the problem. When you do something in the outer world, duji kare lag, naam visarya, okay, you forgot about it. You don't want to do any job. You don't want to work on your inner energies. So what are you doing? Now you are busy outside world. Duji kare lag. What does that do? Dubda lage pachmue. Dubda literally means duality. You will always have at least two choices for every possible action. You cannot find a single example where there you have only one choice. It is a misnomer when we say, well, I didn't have any other choice. I could only do this. That's a lie, and it's a convenient lie. There is always another choice. That may not be so appealing to you. You may not like the other choice. There was a scientist called Hobson who came up with some examples of Hobson's choice. What's the Hobson choice? An example of that would be, you are a captain of a ship. There is supply on that ship that can sustain 2 people to the end of the journey, but you are actually 3. Hobson's choice. Should you take the risk and let all 3 die, or should you choose to throw one off board and make sure 2 live? That's a Hobson's choice. The choices that create a moral dilemma, they fall in the category of Hobson's choices. But Gurbani does not accept that explanation. It says you do have a choice. And the choice that you are making right now, you are making the choices that belong to the outside dimension. And you keep saying, oh, what else I can do? I'm married, I have children, I have to feed them, I have to clothe them, I have to buy a house for them. What else I can do? I have no choice. Yes, you do have a choice. Instead of buying them a Rolls Royce, you can certainly buy them a Pinto. Instead of buying them a multi-dimensional $1 billion home, you can certainly buy a 3-bedroom house. You see, and if you cannot buy a car, you can buy them a cycle. If you cannot buy them a cycle, you can rent them a rickshaw will come and pick them up. There are choices after choices after choices. We choose the most expensive choice. Why? Well, my next door neighbor has it. And my children go there to play all the time, and they come and complain, Dad, when are you going to buy me Wii, or when are you going to buy me this, when are you going to buy me that? Jack has it. How come I don't? Gurbani will tell you, any person who has decided to live the life according to the neighbor would always remain unhappy. There is no escape from it. Keeping up with the Joneses would always get you into trouble. So distinguish between your needs and in your wants. They are not the same. Normally it is our wants which we say, I need it. No, you don't. Well, don't we need at least 1 vegetable and 1 dal with the roti every night? No, you don't. You can spend 49 cents and buy a bag of peanuts. It will give you enough energy to last 24 hours. And that's what Gurbani is pointing out. So you have forgotten the name to do what? Dooje kare lag. You have made the choice for the other dimension. And that would create dubida. Dubida lage pachmuve antar trishna ag. Trishna literally means desires. Not needs. Wants. It will keep on creating more wants. After all, what creates a desire to build $1 billion home for 6 people? And it's happening today, right now. I'm not trying to pick on anyone. I'm using these as examples because they are all just humans like us. 6 people will be attended by 600 servants. Hence that big a building. It's happening now. Why? Because I want to leave this world by leaving the most expensive home ever built in the history of mankind behind. I want to be remembered by that. That's a desire. And so declared, it's documented. That's called Krishna. As you keep on becoming richer and richer and richer, you will always feel poorer. Why? Because there is somebody richer next to you. Now I made it to the 400 list of Forbes, the richest people in the world, but I am sitting at the 400th level. I need to get to the number 1. I am still poor. Becoming a billionaire, getting on that list actually reminds me that you are really not like other 399. You are on the 400. That is a Dubhida. That is Krishna. More you go into the world of outer dimension, more you are buying trouble for yourself. Dubhida lage patmuve antar trishna ag. People make fun of those who talk about this. So they say, look at this guy. He is telling us to be contented. He himself is here to make money. And he's telling us, don't bother about making money. Look at the dichotomy of it. A preacher who is making a living out of this can never tell you with a straight face that you should not be looking for more. Because inside, you know that before leaving the podium, you are going to put some money in front of him. He is here to collect. That's all the game of Maya. It's all illusions. It's applicable to everyone. What Gurbani is saying to you is, not that you do not want to take care of your needs. You want to watch for your Krishna, your desires. Dubda lage pachmue. In the duality of the existence, there is a hidden fire burning inside you. Gur rakhe se ubre hor muthi dhande thar. Those who listened to their master and accepted his word, they are the only one who are able to rise above this base level existence. Rest of the people are all lost. Mui preet pyar gaya muwa vair virod tanda thaka haumui mamta maya krodh karm mile sach paiye gurmukh sada nirod. Those who are able to rise above this base level, these are the characteristics of those people. Mui preet pyar gaya. No attachments. No illusions. And pay attention, the word is used, preet pyar. Because the humankind has taken every kind of attachment and given it a name of love. The reality is, two humans can never love. That's why they always fall. Right? You fall in love. Now the true love, actually you will rise in love, you will not fall. The true love is only with the creative energy. It cannot be with anybody else. Otherwise you will be falling. If you want to rise, you have to remember, this is not love. This is lust. This is attachment. This is moha. Those who understand this, they get rid of these terms. They don't lie to themselves again and again. They don't fall into the self-deception mode. Mui, Preet Pyar Gaya, Mua Vair Virod. Right? On one side is the attachment, on the other side is the enmity, friction. Neither one exists. No attachment, no dushmani. Thakka, Tanda Thakka, Haumui. All the outer worlds, attachments and all of the Kriya-karam, they all are surrendered. Haumui, the ego, goes downward. Mamata, Maya, Krodh. All of the attachment with the Maya, all of the anger about not achieving anything, everything goes away. Karam mile sach paiye gurumukh sada nirodh. Nirodh literally means without any negative energy, vikara ko bina. So with His grace, if you listen to the Master and do the right thing, which is, Rahav di tuk fir yaad kar rahi hai, Mure Ram Japo Gunasar. That's the essence. If we listen to this and start doing it, then in the last line, Sachi Kare Sach Mile Gurmat Palle Paaye Sonar Jamme Na Mare Na Aave Na Jaye Nanak Dar Pradhan So Darge Paida Jaye. Those who are following the path of the truth, the path of the meditation, according to Gurmat, not Manmat, not according to your own mind, not according to your own thoughts, but according to what the Master is teaching you. If you are doing that, Sonar Jamme Na Mare Na Aave Na Jaye. That individual is able to cut through the cycle of life and death, and Nanak Dar Pradhan So. In the other dimension, they are then welcomed. Darge Paida Jaye. They are honored in the other dimension. So today, we have covered last hymn of page 18 and the first hymn of page 19. Next Friday, we'll continue with the page 19. With this, I want to thank you all. If anything I said hurt your sensitivities, that's the sign of my ego and arrogance and the choice of wrong words. I profusely, sincerely apologize. If anything had touched you, that's a word from the beyond. You should accept that as a grace from Him. Maybe there will be some revolution in the life. I will open for some questions if there is any. The question is Trishna also thirst? Thirst is associated with specifically water. If that's implied, the answer is no. If thirst is implied as longing for something, then yes. Because desires are longing for something. Okay. The question is, from the Sangat, that there has been observations made where in a fish tank there is a certain pecking order amongst the fish themselves, then isn't it a sign of ego? The answer is no, it's not a sign of ego, it's a sign of survival. Small fish always knows he has the risk of getting eaten by the big one. So they pick their time and place to go where the big fish goes. In nature, all animals know who their predators are, and they protect themselves from the predator. It's a built-in instinct for the self-preservation. We might see it as a ego of the bigger one, but bigger one doesn't know that I am doing this by pushing the other out. The other is staying behind, knowing that if I step into this fish's way, I run the risk of being swallowed by him. So all animals follow that instinct. Another question from Sangat is that we just mentioned that Bhagat Kabir came to this planet with Ram, Nanak came with Vaheguru, etc. How can that be when we know that they achieved the nirvana in their lifetime? The reality is that they took the birth of their own choice. They had already achieved a state where they did not need to come back. All Brahmagyanis come back and they re-demonstrate the process for the benefit of the people who were left behind. Now this is not my thought. Gurbani says, Janam Maran Dohu mein nahi, Jan par upakari aaye. The Jan, the Bhagat, is not into the cycle of life and death like we are. But then they are born like us. Why? Exactly your question. They take the birth willingly for the benefit of Jan Parupakari, to help others. That it is possible to achieve that higher state of consciousness in this physical form by doing this. And they relive that process to demonstrate for the benefit of others. Every single one of the Brahmagyani, that's exactly right. They showed the achievement again by following the process. They demonstrated again. They go through exact same thing as we are going through so that we can believe that it is doable because somebody is doing it in front of us in physical form. If somebody does it and only documents it and does not demonstrate, very few people will have motivation to do it. No, they are living exactly like we are, right? They are chanting exactly the way we are. They are raising the family exactly the way we are. Yet they are achieving to that higher state of consciousness. Not in this body. The whole idea is to prepare this body for that experience. They achieved in some other. They took a new body and took this body to that level. Just as we said that Pehla dharti sadhaka Sach naam de daan dharti sadhaka, to prepare the body. The whole of the process of a meditation is preparing the body to manifest that energy from within. So the process is exactly the same. Now, we can say that they knew the path already, so they followed the path. It was convenient for them. but they are walking on the same path that we can walk on. Okay, I'm not sure why it appears contradictory to you. Yes, they are. Yes, they did. Yeah. They achieved in a totally different body and totally different time space. Yeah, they didn't. They came back. Yeah.
They achieved, but they didn't take the final step. They came back before that. I think that's the distinction. So you think if you have knowledge, you have no sense of pain, that is what it is? That was the...
Okay, the discussion that we are having here is about those who achieve the ultimate state of consciousness. Do they achieve when we know them, or did they achieve it earlier? And if they had achieved earlier, what is the purpose of their second birth then? And that's what we are describing, and some of the Sangat members think that that appears to be contradictory. What I'm submitting to you is, and we had some discussion last time also, of all the layers of consciousness, the model that I normally use to explain this is that a drop has traveled and has cleansed itself of all the impurities and is now standing at the edge of the ocean. It has two choices. Either it can drop into the ocean and become one with the ocean, or come back into the life cycle again and go through the drama again in a different body form. Why would I want to do that again? Because that's the only way I can now leave some imprint behind for those who want to follow. If the jump is taken right away, then all traces of the effort, the difficulties, and the solutions of them would be lost to the consciousness. So all of the Brahmagyanis, that's why Gurbani points out to us, Janama Marana Dohu Me Nahi. They are not the slaves of life and death. Then why do they come back? Well, Jana Par Upakari. Par means the other. Upakar means to help them. So they suffer the life of a human being, retracing their steps in another time and another body, and recreate the same so that it can be demonstrated to the others. That's the best explanation I have, and if it appears to be contradictory or not clear enough, then I guess I apologize. Any other comment, any other questions?
Maybe when they came first time, they did not document it.
Normally it's not.
It wasn't Kabir that time.
Yeah.
He was somebody else.
Right.
Now it's documented.
Yeah.
And we know Kabir did that.
Yeah. See, the reason it's not documented for the first time because nobody knows if it is Jeevan or not. To document what? Right? I'm following a path. I don't know where I'm going to go. But if I know now that this process does lead to this, now there is a reason to document it. Yeah. For them it's very natural, right? I mean, at the age of 8, Kabir started chanting. Now, how many children we know we can convince at the age of 8 to start chanting?
This also suggests that he had to leave that body to know for sure that he's now out of life.
Yeah.
Because he probably achieved some stage years before he actually physically died.
Yeah. No question about it.
So that period could not be used for documenting. So his body had to die for him to be sure
Yeah.
that he's now beyond life.
Yeah. Very good point. Yes.